attachment is different, but like the way we work inside the mind is just the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's always kind of interesting. I mean, here we're oriented a little bit less on the human side and more on the side of animals and plants. And too bad we can't show some pictures of the bears. We have, but there's a bear wallow. You know what a bear wallow is? It's a bathtub for bears
That they built.
that they built. They dig out, and there's water, spring water comes in, and they come there to bathe. They jump into the water, and we put up a camera, and you can see these bears. And there's a whole bunch of bears.
Oh,
It's up the hill,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's just amazing. They come and they get into the water, and they look just like humans.
Yeah, they're like,
Oh,
You know,
really?
rolling around.
They roll.
They
I
make
mean,
little
it's
noises.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of these animals are thinking and behaving just like we are. I mean, they have the same problems we do. You know, they fight. You can watch wild animals. They fight. They push each other around. They don't necessarily. One deer might attack another deer just to get it away from a bush that he's eating or she's eating. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting to see these behaviors in the wild animals, and it's very similar to what we do, because we are a wild animal, right? We're just like them. We just have a different kind of brain, and we tend to do things a little bit differently, and we think about different things, perhaps. But the more we learn, the more we realize that they're thinking a lot of what we're thinking. And, you know, they may not be able to construct a house and to build a building and figure out how a car works, but they can figure out how the environment works. You know, I mean, cats can sense when an earthquake is going to happen long before we even have a concept that there's going to be an earthquake, right? So it's kind of interesting that, you know, they have different senses, but they're all working on the same kind of principles. And that's, so it's just sort of interesting, I think, to think about how here we are discussing all the human problems, but there's all these other problems going around us that we're not necessarily thinking about in the natural world. And so it's sort of important. That's why it's important to bring those two things together. And because you have to have the natural world to make us be able to work within our confines. Otherwise we tend to destroy the earth. And that's what, of course, that's what we're sort of doing right now. Driving our vehicles around and building more roads and building all these houses and building everything. And, you know, eventually it comes down. It all falls apart. Overpopulation, things like that. And so it's just kind of interesting to watch how this happens. Both, you know, we can observe it in nature, and then we have to learn how to take those observations and say, well, this is something that we need to work on as members of our greater natural systems. So it's quite interesting. Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot of interesting, you've visited a lot of different places. So you've been all around the world and everything, right? Have you all been traveling all around?
Settle.
Yeah, no, traveling and teaching.
Yeah.
The people.
Yeah.
I will travel wherever I was invited for teaching meditation and establishing new meditation center.
Right.
I rarely visit with other purpose, only for practicing meditation. Meditation is mental exercise for stable and pure mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the more we meditate, the more our mind will be healthy and wealthy. In this way, all our wishes will be fulfilled one after another, and we can know the truth of everything and everyone. This is the power. This is the benefit of practicing meditation. Meditation is for all, not concerned with religion. For everyone should practice like physical exercise. Meditation is mental exercise.
Well, you guys all have to come back in the warmer times.
Promise you, it's really nice.
When it's warmer. In the springtime, it's beautiful. You know, in May
Flowers.
and June,
Yeah.
and it's much warmer. And you, and you can go outside and you can meditate all around here. It's beautiful.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's a lovely place just to sit down and just let your mind get lost in everything.
It's also nice here. We try to meditate whenever and wherever we are
Yeah.
in any situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
important.
we
Yeah.
still enjoy, like last night when we came here and we look around and settle out the place, and it is a very good and new experience.
Yes.
Yeah, we have never, I have never had before.
That's good for your mind too,
Yeah.
having new experiences. Keeps your mind fresh.
Fresh, absolutely.
Elizabeth, will you share about your experience about our teamwork?
Well, I started practicing meditation near my home in Virginia, and became mostly interested in that. So about 5 years later, I went to Myanmar to meet the meditation teacher whose method I was practicing, and I encountered Seattle and Kabbalah Center over there. And then I lived in Myanmar for about 4 years, traveling around with Seattle in Myanmar. At that time, Seattle was being invited to many places in Myanmar, like becoming more and more well known in Myanmar, and being donated land around the country so he could start opening centers around there. Now they're all mostly established already. But I came back in 2017 to the US because Seattle had a chance to open Kabbalah Center here in LA. And so now they've been growing but over there, and now Kabbalah Center is like a household name in Myanmar.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
And now Seattle's been coming like every year since 2017. A few times a year. And at this point, he has a lot of connection now with the Vietnamese community here in the U.S. also. And because they're also Buddhist, so they have more connection than many of the American people. I mean, what do you call them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anglos or whatever.
So now he's being donated different in like 6 acres in Florida, and there's a group in Houston that's really interested to participate also. So I was interested to find some property in Houston, and Sienna now can donate or try to open a center in Oregon. And there's another volunteer in LA who already acquired another property there.
Well,
Yeah, and
Oh,
just this time, Seattle was donated 100 acres also outside LA. Like,
Wow.
Redland, yeah, Redland.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the next county, San Bernardino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of a sudden now we have a lot more opportunities to
Yeah.
work in the U.S. also.
That's good. So you have all the land, you get land donated, and then who builds the centers? You guys build?
It depends on the people.
It's
involved.
free. We have many land, so we need to make building
Yeah.
with many group of people.
Okay.
In Myanmar, we also have our own construction group.
Okay. Got
They stay with their family member inside our meditation center. So we are easy to make building, but we don't have enough labor. So whoever from the society are willing to make construction for us, we work together.
Okay.
We negotiate with the price and quality like that. Not much building here in US. In Myanmar, we build a lot of building,
Yeah.
4-story, 6-story,
Wow.
hospital also, 6-story hospital with a lift. But here in US, we are trying to make building in the empty land. Here we don't have much connection, so we are difficult.
Yeah.
We are difficult to know about the law and regulation of US also. Many restrictions for us.
Oh, I can imagine. There's lots of rules here too when it comes to
Yeah.
buildings.
Yes.
Maybe in Myanmar too, but I
Yeah.
You can also help with help to us. So we will we want to make shelter for the homeless also.
Right.
Yeah.
Homeless, drug addicts.
Yeah.
In Myanmar, I have been doing a lot. Myanmar is easy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
In other country, I'm just learning
Yeah.
how to work together with the governments and
Yeah.
local people.
And each county is different.
Yeah,
and
each
all.
is
I
very
mean, we had to learn a lot too.
Yeah.
From Washington State,
Yeah.
here, everything's different.
The land in Florida is like kind of the middle of the state,
Okay.
and they had so many regulations. It seemed like it would take like a year to even start building.
Right.
Like
Just
they
That's
didn't
not-
let you
permits.
cut any trees. Even.
Right.
Right.
That's not uncommon. So even here, or even in Oregon, Washington, you have to sort of assume that you're gonna take, you have to sort of plan that it's gonna take at least a year
To get the permits.
to get permits.
Like, to be honest,
Just-
we don't have our septic in yet, but this county, it's illegal to have a composting toilet. So, we're getting the septic, but isn't that funny, like, something that's good for the environment, like not using water and taking care of things, is illegal.
What would be the thinking behind that?
Well, if I think what happened is, they were not many years ago, about a decade ago, before marijuana became legal in a lot of states, there was a large contingent of people who moved here and started having marijuana farms, and just, living in tents or whatever, and having, must have composting toilets. So this county was not friendly towards the legalization of marijuana, although they had to kind of go along with the state of California, but they were upset about it. So they made rules that sort of made it less friendly for marijuana growers, and so that's for all of us now. So it's funny, but I mean, it's not funny, but it's ironic that we have to have the septic to be legal, to be fully permitted, so.
But also, a lot of the marijuana growers, didn't take care of the land,
Well, yeah.
right? They used a lot of poisons, they put a lot of herbicides down, they killed a lot of wildlife.
But that's not what this county cared about, but
They, I
we
know,
care
but-
about it.
But as a
Yeah.
consequence,
Right.
it became a health hazard. You know, they didn't take care of their wastes properly. So there's a lot of issues that started coming up related to that. And I think the county
latched
eventually
on to
just
that. Yeah.
said, okay, there's gonna be no composting toilets, nothing like that. You know, either you do it correctly or you don't do it at all. Which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
But anyway, I think that was part of the reaction. It's a reaction to people not doing it correctly. So that, you know, there's problems that come up.
anyway. So there's sometimes there's rules that just don't make sense. Like we couldn't build a headquarter building that was smaller than this. Now it's okay because we like the size, but at first we thought we would have a smaller, more compact building, but the building codes you have to have this size building or bigger. You know, they prefer bigger. So we went to the minimum size we could have, which was this size. Yeah, so they don't like little tiny houses or anything like that. They're not friendly towards that kind of building.
It's beginning to change,
Yeah, slowly.
but like all the little cabins,
Yeah.
they're not legal.
They're not legal. It's like tents, you know. It's like